In this video, I'm going to show you how to launch a professional meta ad campaign, which is on Facebook and Instagram, to generate patients without hiring a marketing agency. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this strategically. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to strategically figure out what we want to run. Then we're going to build it inside of BiteBot, and then we're going to launch it. And as an example, I'll be creating a draft campaign just to show you how this would work. So let's say I have a practice in Bronx, New York. My address is 1271 White Plains Road, Bronx, New York, 10472. And I want to advertise implants. Let's just say all on force. Cool. Now we're going to strategically craft that campaign. So step one, we're going to figure out our strategy. We have two different types of strategies. We have volume and quality. Now volume is basically, it's in the name, you get a lot of leads. You focus on getting as many leads as you can. And quality is you focus on getting less leads, but the leads are more qualified. Now, if you're in a suburban, small town, rural area, we'd recommend starting with a volume strategy. But if you're in a metro or suburbs near a metro area, we recommend a quality strategy. Now, if you're not sure, you always want to start with volume. Now, why is that? So if we take a look at a marketing funnel, you may have seen this before. Let's just pull up one like this one. You can see that it looks like a funnel. Now, why is that? It's because when you do advertising or any sort of marketing, actually, let's say 100 people see your ad. Not all 100 people are going to click on that ad. And let's say from the 100 people, you get 20 leads. Not all 20 leads is going to schedule. And from the leads that schedule, not every one of them is going to show. And from the ones that show, not every one of them is going to start treatment. So you're going to always have this trickle-down effect. And so you always need to have some sort of volume to get patients. You can't just focus always solely on quality unless your strategy proves that even your quality strategies get too much volume, right? So we typically recommend starting off with volume. And then once you find the ads that are doing the best, the angles, the messaging that's doing the best, then you switch. Because let's say you're running 10 ads, each of them have a different type of angle or a different messaging. And from the 10, you find that 3 of them get you the best leads. And now you're going to take those 3, you're going to turn off all the other ones, you're going to take those 3 and turn them into having a volume quality strategy. So hopefully that makes sense. Now I am in a metro area and I'm marketing a high ticket procedure. But I'm going to start off with volume. Now step 2 is choose your campaign type. You have 2 campaign types. We have lead forms and landing pages. Now, if you're going to do a volume strategy, we recommend lead forms, especially if you're a beginner. And if you want to focus on quality strategy, we would do landing pages. Now, what is a lead form? A lead form is actually something like this. This might be terrible quality. Let's see. It is terrible quality, but we're going to work with this, which is, let's say you see this ad on Facebook and you click on it. You're going to get a form that pops up directly on Facebook and Instagram. You didn't have to leave the platform. And then you might have to answer some questions. And then your name, email, phone is typically auto-filled. You just have to click submit or slide to submit. And then you will be a lead for this business. Meta really likes when you launch lead form campaigns because it's native to their platform. Their users don't have to leave their platform to become a lead for your business. And so Meta really likes when you launch these ads, and they actually make it cheaper for you to launch these ads. But it does get higher volume because if you saw, your information is auto-filled. So you get a lot of volume, so the quality is lower. But this is very easy to set up, especially in BiteBot. And the landing pages you may already be familiar with is when you click on an ad and it takes you to like a different website. Which is a landing page, and they typically have more information, and so you can customize the information on that page, and you might have a form or a survey, and we recommend this for a quality strategy. Now, since I'm doing a volume strategy, I'm going to do lead forms. Cool. Step 3. is we're going to figure out the radius we want to target or the zip codes we want to target. Now, when we do this, we want to go for, if you're in a metro or suburban area, you want to go for at least 500,000 people in your radius that you're targeting, or up to 1 million, ideally 1 million. And then rural areas, you want to go for at least 150,000. And you want to keep in mind patient drive times. Like if I'm in New York City, patients are not going to drive an hour unless they're outside of the city. But if you're in a rural area and people normally drive 2 hours, then that's fine. You just want to keep that in mind. And this should be self-explanatory, but in urban areas, you're going to have a smaller radius by higher population density, and rural areas, it's the opposite. So how can you find how many people are in the radius that you want to figure out what to target? So in BiteBot, this is where you can see your estimated audience size. So let's say this is my address, and I'm currently targeting 7 miles. My estimated audience size is 2.3 to 2.7 million. And if I want to change that, I just go here, let's say I do 5 miles, and then I click refresh, and then it's changed. And I am okay with doing 1 million people for this 5-mile radius. And so that's how we would find it. So for me, radius will be 5 miles. Cool. Step 4, we're going to choose our budget. Now here I have 4 different examples. And metro areas typically need to spend a bit more than non-metro areas because there's more people and there's more competition. So hopefully that makes sense. And for some people looking at this, this might be too high. And for other people looking at this might be too low. This is more so a guideline. I would not spend less than the minimums, what you see here. Then you might be spending too low. And if you are someone that spends a lot of money on advertising, I would probably go with the higher ends or even more. But this completely depends on your goals, right? This is more so a guideline. If you want to spend more, you can spend more. The more money you spend, the better it is. But this is a great place to start. So you can find certain ads and certain messaging that works, and then you scale it rather than starting off with like a $10,000 budget and none of your messaging works, and then you just wasted $10,000 on ads. So for me, I want to run all on 4s. And these aren't typically, it's not completely implants, it's more so all on 4s. So it's actually a much higher ticket product than just getting single implants. So I'm going to go with the higher end, and especially since I'm in a metro area. So my monthly budget is going to be $3,000. Great. Step 5, we're going to choose an ad type. And we do have a full training and document on how to understand this part a little bit better, but I'm going to give you a quick overview. Now, if we take a look again at this marketing funnel, there's typically 3 different types of patients you're going to attract in your advertising. There are the patients that are problem aware, which means they're aware of the problem, but not the solution. And so we're not sure if they're ready to invest. For example, someone that hates their dentures, but doesn't know what implants are. Then we have patients that are solution aware. They're aware of the problem and the solution, but they're just not ready to invest, typically due to some kind of timing issue or knowledge issue. For example, someone that hates their dentures and doesn't know what implants are. I mean, they know what implants are, but they're saving for a house, so they don't want implants right now. Right? And then the last one are decision-ready leads, which are they're problem aware, the solution aware, and they're ready to go. This is someone that hates their dentures and already know what the implants are, and they're ready to invest. They're typically just looking for a better doctor or a better deal, or the right doctor and the right deal. Now, depending on which one you choose, your ads will change. For example, if we're going for problem aware leads, where they're not really aware of the solution, you don't want to put up an ad that's like, get all on 4s for $25,000. They're going to be like, what the hell? Because they've never been exposed to the price before. They don't even know what all on 4s is. So it's not going to attract them. So really, the ads you want to use, especially from marketing all on 4s, is, hey, do you want to replace your missing teeth? Because there's a solution that exists. Well, here's why dentures suck, and maybe you should consider a different change. For solution-aware leads, you want to focus more on urgency. So here's why you should fix your teeth ASAP. Are you sick and tired of not being able to eat? Do you want to keep living like this? Also, these ads are more emotional. Do you suffer from social anxiety because of your smile? You should probably look into getting all on 4s. And then for the last one, as I mentioned, these guys are typically looking for a better deal or the right doctor. And so here you can put up price ads. I can put up an ad that says get all on X with 5 to 6 implants for $22,500. I can say get single dental implants starting at $99 a month. So you want to figure out which type of patient you want to attract. Now, if you look here, problem-aware leads are the easiest to generate leads for. They're the easiest. But they're also the lowest quality because they're harder to sell. So the easiest to market, but the hardest to sell. Whereas conversion-ready leads, and this is why Google Ads is so expensive, they're the easiest to sell, but the hardest to market to and the hardest to get leads for. So if we go back to our document, if you're in a metro area, because you have such a more higher population density, we would focus on getting decision-ready leads by using ads with competitive pricing. We would put up on your ads, if you're a specialist, putting up those credentials. We would really emphasize on your experience and technology. We would try to be competitive in other ways, not just price, like offering same-day appointments and multiple languages if applicable. The more value stacks, the more value points you can add to your advertisement, the better it will be in a high competition area. For suburban and small towns, you want to test all types of ads. You want to test decision-ready ads, solution-aware ads, and problem-aware ads, and then see which one works the best for you. You want to focus on a family practice angle. These work really well in suburban and small towns. For the fact that you're small practice, you're family-owned, blah, 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 things like that. And you really want to have convenience factors in your ads or in your calls with the patients, like parking and location. For rural areas where education of certain procedures are a bit lower, you want to focus on more solution-aware and problem-aware leads. And you want to have some kind of personal touch in your messaging, and it's having some kind of local doctor angle. It works really well in rural areas to have the picture of the doctor. That usually gets a lot better leads for some reason. So since I'm in a metro area, I'm in New York City, I'm in the Bronx, New York, I'm in metro areas, and I'm going to have an ad focusing on decision-ready leads. I am not a specialist. I'm a GP. I'm not a doctor, but let's just say I am. Or I'm marketing for a practice. We have 10 years of experience. We offer same-day appointments. And we also speak Spanish. Fantastic. Cool. And now, step 6, this is just a checklist, but we are good to launch. So I'm going to show you how we're going to launch this within BiteBot. So you're going to go into BiteBot, and let's start over. We're going to launch a new campaign. We're going to choose Facebook and Instagram. We're going to do English. We're going to do dental implants all on X. And since I'm focused on decision-ready leads, I want to have a price ad. So let's choose, our pricing is $18,000. So we're going to choose this one. And our pricing is all-inclusive. We're going to do a lead form, as I mentioned here. Our daily budget is $3,000 a month. Now, one common misconception is if your budget's $3,000 a month is that you're going to put all your budget into one ad. That is not true. So let's say I have $3,000 a month, which is how many a day? Let's say 30 days. That's about $100 a day. Let's say I'm going to test 5 ads. So it's really going to be $20 a day per ad. So this ad, I'm going to do 20. My landing page is already here. And as I mentioned, as we talked about before, we're going to do a 5-mile radius. And then we are good to launch this. Let's find another ad because I don't want to actually launch a campaign. We can also do Spanish, but we'll save that for a different video. But let's pick another ad that's also decision ready.
If you're thinking about getting full arch dental implants and you...
So this video is actually really good. It's called Quoted Too Much. It actually resonates perfectly with what we're trying to do. So I'll play it real quickly.
If you're thinking about getting full arch dental implants and you've been quoted $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 for a full row of teeth, then we want to save you money. Over the last few...
So that ad really focuses on being overquoted at other practices, and since we charge $18,000 for all-in-4s, it aligns perfectly. So this one's also going to be a $20 a day budget. My landing page is here. I'm going to change the radius, and then I'm going to launch. Now I'm going to find 3 more ads where I can also put in this $20 a day budget, and then I would launch all of them. Now, what is next steps after this? So let's say I have launched 5 ads, each at $20 a day. I will monitor them for 3 days. And each ad should have spent about $60. Now, you guys are going to have an optimization guide where you will see what target CPL you want to aim for. Oh, and I'd say for implants, I'm aiming for $30 to $40. $30 to $45. If I've spent $60 in 3 days on 5 ads and one ad didn't get a lead, I'm going to turn that ad off. So on the 3-day mark, I will turn off any ads that didn't get a single lead. Then on the 5-day mark, I will turn off any ads that didn't get 2 leads. Because by the 5-day mark, each ad will have spent $100. If I only got 1 lead, that's $100 that I spent for 1 lead, which I do not want to do. Now, of course, some ads need to optimize, but you will know pretty quickly if an ad is going to work or not. Facebook is really good at doing that. And then on the 7-day mark, I will know which ads are doing the best. Now, if you remember in this video, I did 2 different types of ads that I chose. I had an image ad with a price on it, and I had a video that didn't have the price, but talked about getting a better price. Now, let's just say, as an example, this one is doing better than this one by the 7-day mark. That means maybe images work better for me than videos. So if my budget is still $100 a day because it's $3,000 a month, I'm going to put up on the 7-day mark other ads that are similar to this one. Maybe it's another image ad with the price on it. Maybe it's an image ad with vaguely talks about the price. Maybe it's an image ad that says $3.99 a month instead of a direct price on it. Or vice versa. If it's a video that worked, I would focus on video variations of what worked. And then that's how I would scale it. And that is everything. That's how you would launch a strategic meta campaign on Facebook and Instagram without using a marketing agency. I hope this was helpful, and feel free to leave any comments for any questions that you might have. Thank you.